Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is just a tutorial to show you how to redraw a pixelated logo. So this is a logo a friend of mine sent me. His name is Mark and he does window tinting up in Belfast. Mark wants some plotter cut logos, but he doesn't want to have the black area around the text here. So he wants to literally be able to stick the text onto the glass. Now, he doesn't have a copy of the logo that I can do that with, so he doesn't have a vectorized artwork with lines, so you can't cut the text. So this is the image he sent me, so I copy this image because I want to have a closer look at it. So copy the image. I'm going to use SignLab here because the text that this logo was used to create this logo it looks like a common font. So it's going to be much easier in SignLab because they have a really good library of fonts in there. So I'm sure it's in that library somewhere. So I pasted the image in here. When you look at the image up close, you've got all this pixelation. So I'm going to show you how to redraw it really quickly. So guys, when you purchase SignLab, in your box you get a free poster, a fonts poster. So this is hung up on the wall here, so I just refer to this anytime I need to find a common enough font. The font that I think is used on Mark's logo is Gill. I'm going to go onto the computer now and type that in and just check that it is one of those. Okay guys, so back at the computer then. So as we have it here, pixelated logo. I'm going to use SignLab to redraw this logo because it's pretty much just text, so it'll be nice and handy. So I'm going to type in the word auto, A-U-T-O, and then tint, T-I-N-T. Okay, so Gill is the font, I think. So I'm going to just double click your font, change it to caps, so your caps are up here. Caps. Alright, so I need to check for the font. So I go in here and I type G-I-L-L. It'll bring me down to the Gill Sans font family. So that brings me down. I'm scrolling down to see if I can see it. So okay, so there, Gill Sans Ultra Bold. Double click that, and that looks like it's the font that we are looking for. Now I just have the text in a pink color so I can see one from the other here. So okay, so scale the text down to the height of the text that you have in the original logo. So there I have the height now, okay, and it as far as I can see here, it is the font. Okay, so now I need to put an italic on this. So this font didn't actually come as it was italic. So the logo was created using this font, and then they put a really sharp italic on it, just to give it a bit of character. So I'm going to go up here to the top left hand side for font slant degree. The great thing about using a font slant degree in SignLab is your text is still editable. In a lot of other programs, when you try to put an italic on your text, it literally breaks the font, so it's no longer editable. So if you ever want to type anything else in there, like a phone number for that person, you can't do it. So it's really handy in that sense. So I just go in here to font slant degree and I continue to go up with that until my text is very close to the one I'm trying to replicate. So okay, my font slant degree seems to be, it's set at 24, and if I hover the text over the existing text, I can see that my kerning is a little bit off. So the kerning, what that is just the space between the letters. So up here, if you go up here to this box, you've got a box that says kern percent. So my kerning here is set to 110 automatically, just to allow a little bit more space between the letters. So I just move that over, keep readjusting that until you get the kerning correct. So I highlight my text again, bring the kerning down to, I'm going to try like a 95%. Yeah, that's wrong, so maybe bring it back up a little bit more. Okay, so my kerning there is at 98%, okay, and that looks pretty good. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly right. As you can see, the original logo, the word tint was slightly more italic than the word auto, so That may have been just a small error. So the word auto is going to have to be white. So my palette down here, set that to white, set the tint to red. Now in SignLab, that operates in an RGB mode. Okay, so it's very hard to control your colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new color. Over here in my palette, I have a common color here for SignLab. It's just in here as number 6. So I'm going to double click on that and I'm going to create a new color. When you double click on that existing red, as you can see RGB here, it's giving you your values for that color. So I'm going to bring that down to CMYK because I can control the colors. That's what your printer prints using cyan, magenta, yellow and black. So it only makes sense to use that profile. So my magenta is 100%, my yellow is 100%, and then I'm going to have kind of a nice rich red. I'm going to add in 10% red there, 10% black, sorry. So 100% magenta, 100% yellow, 10% black. And I go down to add that color into my palette, and it comes up beside the one you altered, which is here. It's number 7 now. So the word tint is going to be number 7. And then the word auto is going to be white. Okay, so there we have auto tint. Now I duplicate that, drag that text down. So then I'm going to type up this line of text here, window tinting specialists. Okay, I think it's probably a Union font. So UNION. Union have a great selection of font. It was also known years ago as Helvetica, as far as I'm aware. So I'm going to scroll down here through the Union font. That looks pretty good, Union 95. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to again do what I did with the rest of the text, scale that text down and hover it above the text below so that I can see what I'm doing. So okay, I changed it to orange, so the S and the T look like they're the right height. Now we just need to adjust the kerning on this as well. So current percent, just keep bringing that up until you get the right kerning. There we go. So now you can see window tinting specialists sitting above the old line of text. That's pretty good. So we change that to white. Bring auto tint down. And I think we're looking very good there. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm just going to hoosh that up there. So this is our vectorized artwork now. So we can do whatever we want with that. The quality will never be matched. It's like architectural drawings. It's done with lines. So now the thing that I need is these 3 lines here. Okay, so they're at exactly the same tilt as the left-hand side of the A. Okay, now common sense is telling me that that angle would be exactly the same if I was to use the letter I. So it's already set at that angle for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy the letter I out of the word tint, Control C. I'm using a PC, so it's Control C, Control V. It's going to paste the letter I here, right? So if I hover the letter I above here, no, it's at a different angle. So right, so what I'm going to do is just trace this letter I. Okay, so I need to go up here, arrange, and go to break path. Okay, now if I double click this, it brings me into edit mode. Draw a box over the top two okay, so there we go. I use the top 2 points and just bring it to the right and leave the bottom ones there, and duplicate that across. Okay, duplicate it again. Okay, grab the 3 of those. I'm just going to bring them up here. So what you want to do is color sample. Take a color sample from this middle line. If I double click my image there, okay, you'll see that there's a little color sampler comes up. If I hit that there, it'll ask me if I want to add that value color in. So I do. Add color. Okay, and that goes to the very end of your palette over on the right, over here. Okay, so my middle line is that value for gray. And the next one is this one. So double click your picture again, add color. Okay, that third gray. Now just evenly space these. If you select the three of them and you press Alt and K, that'll give you a shortcut for spacing. And up here you can do your spacing evenly from left to right, so put exactly the same spacing between all of your objects. So now we need to just drag those upwards up beside the letter A. Okay, you can zoom in there and just make sure they're level. And that's how to redraw the logo from scratch. So from a vectorized logo like this, literally took me probably like 15 minutes there to have a look at the font, figure out what is what, and draw that up. So now I'm going to set this up for cutting and plotting as well. But there you go. That's how to redraw. Cheers guys, thanks for watching the video. It's a nice short one. If you liked that video, there's other videos on the channel there, but I'd really appreciate it if you'd like the video and subscribe there. Thank you.